Hey everybody, this is Post-Edit Kryptxplayz, and I am bringing you in right off the bat to let you know that this episode is kind of on the longer side, and near the end of the episode, you could hear it in my voice of how much trouble I was having. MI is not a fun mod to go through when you don't know anything. Like, this is the first time I'm ever touching modern industrialization and trying to work my way through it. And you could hear it in my voice at the end. Matter of fact, at the very end of this episode, um, it got to the point where I had to basically just walk away. And I could tell you right now, between this episode and the next modern industrialization, episode, there's going to be probably about a week's worth of time in between them. Um, I had to take a break from MI. I had to walk away and get my sanity back because I was having so much problems. And it's not because of modern industrialization. It was because of the way I was doing things. I was doing things inefficiently. I was doing things wrong. And the way that I had my setup completely just roadblocked me. Um, so right now, you're going to see exactly how I set everything up. So without further ado, if you guys enjoy any of these videos that I'm putting out, especially for modern industrialization, and if you learn anything from these videos, especially by not doing things that I'm doing, because you will have a much better time than I am. um, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's go. I hope you enjoy the video. All right, and welcome to another episode of Project ATM Star. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking at the next portion or the next quest line for modern industrialization. That is why we are in our little modern industrialization spot. Don't mind that. That was just me trying to get some simulations going. And as you can see, I am red and shiny. Yeah, that is because in my stream, which you could check out the VOD, I'll also link it in the upper right hand corner. The VOD is for my live stream that I did Draconic Evolutions. So I have the chess piece, the chaotic chess piece, and also the bow. And these things are insane. Like, I mean, insane. I could pretty much like one shot the Ender Dragon. The Chaos Guardian Dragon wasn't too bad. However, I did end up dying once, but that was because I kind of misstepped, I guess you could say, and ate the laser. Yeah, that was pretty much insta death. But anyways, enough about that. If you want to check that out, again, I will link the video somewhere here on the screen. It'll probably be the little notification up in the upper right hand corner. So let's go ahead and move on and get into modern industrialization. And I believe the next quest line is called Electric Age. All right. And just to kind of get you guys up to speed, I know you guys were probably yelling at me about this. I can use pipes. I could do it. It's fluid. It's not chemical. I know. I get it. I hear you guys. I was able to get it all situated. However, I ended up going a different route. I put the steam in my system. As you can see here, that's milk, not steam. I have steam in my system. However, I'm not going to worry about doing this anymore, especially since we are going into electric age. Because I believe with there's something in here that will give us steam or No, I mean, it's electric gauge. I'm pretty sure we could power everything through like flux points or something. We're going to try and get through as much as we can of this quest line. This one is, however, a little bit more extensive. And then once I get into digital age, that's when we're going to kind of buckle down and look into setting up proper automation. Because I know that's another thing you guys are probably yelling at me like, oh, come on, just automate these things. Come on. I will. I promise I will get there. I just want to get through the quest line, learn a little bit more about mechanism, or not mechanism. I know plenty about mechanism. Modern industrialization is what I want to learn. Um, but yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first things first, let's get to the right quest line. So this is Electric Age, No More Rookie, which is a lie because I am a rookie still. I know nothing about this. Anyways, it looks like we completed this. We have battery alloy ingots. I will have to take a look at my system here. Battery, and we sure do. We have 32 of them. Nice. Okay. Cool. Now we just got some more. They gave us like 16 more ingots. Awesome. I'll put that back into the system. And let's move on. So basic machine hull. Oh, this is where analog circuits come into play. Okay, perfect. And then steel machine casings. Awesome. Uh, Cable. Now, does it have to be specifically 10 cable? I'm not seeing it switch around. So I'm going to take a guess and say yes. Okay, so redstone batteries. This doesn't look too bad. Let me see if I could put this to a couple of autocrafts. Just to kind of make things a little easier. Let's see. So we'll autocraft this. We'll autocraft rubber sheets and 10 wire. Okay. So we'll need to put some. Okay. We'll need to put some 10 through our wire mill back there. Rubber sheets, we are good. We have them available in our villager trader over there. Redstone battery. We're gonna have to curve some of this. Battery plates, curved plates, and some more tin cable. That's fine. Do that. Analog circuit. I'm not gonna put that on an autocraft because I mean we have plenty of access to analog circuits. So let me see if there's anything I can do here. Any machine casings? It doesn't look like it, but I mean I could get a bunch of the sheets and gears. And we could make them that way. I definitely want to get more rubber. Okay. Let me go ahead and buy everything from these guys real quick, and then I will bring you right back. Okay, and I am back. Yeah, that took a while. I got as much as I could out of there, including all the tin, the rubber, everything. Ran some tin through the through the forge first to get the tin plates, and then I ran the 10 plates through the wire mill, got the 10 wire, and then I ran the battery alloy through the compressor to make the battery alloy plate. And then I took some of the plates and ran it through the bending machine, which then made battery alloy curved plate. So I could tell you this right now. Having this automated will save you so much time. I just wanted to make sure that the craft would work, and it does. I made a basic machine hull, but just making this one basic machine hull took a lot of time. So that is pretty much the gist of modern industrialization. Is it takes a lot of time, a lot of steps, a lot of different crafts. So we're gonna go ahead and push forward. We got more analog circuits. Awesome. Okay, so electricity transfer and electricity generation. I don't think we need electricity generation. I think we need more of the transfers. So we're going to go this route. I mean, technically, we're going to do both sides eventually. But I want to be able to start moving away from steam and start looking more into electric, or using FE. So let me see, 10 wire. Do I not have this on autocraft? I guess not. So let me just make this real quick. There's that. Analog circuit board. It's fine. Let's see. So LV to MV. Let's see what this is about. So the steam turbine uses steam to produce electricity. It converts every millibucket to steam to 1 EU, up to 32 millibuckets converted energy tick. The steam turbine will automatically send electricity to any machine connected directly to its output side. It will only connect to cables placed on its output side. It has the low voltage LV tier. Okay. Cable networks have limitations on the amount of energy they will pull into the network. At most, 256 EU per tick for LV cables, 1024 EU per tick for MV, and then 8192 EU per tick for HV. Is high volt. Because there is no output limit for the network, and because cables have a small internal storage, an LV network can provide more than 256 EU per tick for a short amount of time. Okay. Now, are we going to actually be able to use like RFE? Or do we have to do the steam to electricity? Electrum, huh? Okay. Well, let's make some electrum real quick. That's pretty wild. And let's see if I could use this in here. No, I cannot. I want to make plates. Electrum plates. Is there any other way? Okay, so we can use the compressor. It's a 1-to-1 in the compressor. So let's do that. Is that not going to work? No, it's not. Oops. Go ahead and fill this up manually. Again, automating this is just going to be that much better. So I highly recommend doing that. So it looks like it's a 2-to-1. So 1 electrum plate to 2 electrum wire, which is pretty nice. So I'll go ahead and let this run through real quick, and then we'll move on to creating that electrum wire. Last one. There we go. Okay, so let's come back over here. Let's make the electrum wire. Make sure that that's not a quest anywhere. I know that is a quest. Perfect. And we got some more battery alloy. Awesome. Okay, so transformers convert one range of power to another. So low volt to medium volt, or LV to MV. Transformers converts LV power to MV power. It has 5 inputs and 1 output. And then MV to LV has 1 input and 5 output. Interesting. Okay. Basic components. So I already have the motor, but we need the piston, the pump, and the conveyor. So let's go ahead and bookmark those real quick. Let's see what this looks like. So can I put a point to this? And how do you know what? Okay. Well, there we go. Okay, so we can use points. Awesome. So 1 input to what did it say? Has 5 inputs and 1 output. So this only has 1 output, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these other items. Okay, so there's the piston. Ooh. Okay. How do you make these? Oh. Okay. So you can make this and the okay, that's not too bad. Forge. Nope. 10. Some 10 on me. So I could come over here. Okay, it looks like all of these are here except for the 10 blade, but that is made with rod and curved, I believe. Yeah. So let me go ahead and put all this into my system. Go. And let's go ahead and make a stack of that. Come back to the pump. Let's make 3 of these blades, or the rotors. And then we should be able to make a pump. Okay. And then next we need the conveyor, which is pretty easy here. Okay, so that is basic components. And we got another pump. Awesome. Okay, so read this carefully. This will help. Lovely. Okay. Modern industrialization machines work differently to other mods. All machines have an efficiency multiplier, which goes up as you have a recipe in the machine that it makes. Efficiency increases the speed of the machine. Efficiency resets the recipe changes. You are advised to use one machine for one recipe, producing components passively. This is how the mod is supposed to be played. Upgrades will make the system better. This will be covered in the future. Okay. Interesting. There's a second page here. All machines from this mod except FE is power. 15 FE converts to 1 EU of power. Wow. That is a big conversion. Or a small conversion, I guess. It's going from 15 to or 16 to 1. Jeez. Okay, so we have to use one machine for one recipe, producing components passively. Okay. I will have to figure that out, but I understand what it's saying. Let me mute these guys. I know you guys are probably getting annoyed by the tink tink tink. I think it's that one. That one. That one. That one. We're good. No more tink tink tink. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, um I'm already losing my mind on this. Okay, so let's look and see what we have. So we have electric unpacker, electric packer, electric cutting machine, assembler, compressor, furnace, wire mill, an alloy smelter, polarizer, mixer, and the electric blast furnace. Now I know the electric blast furnace is this guy over here, and apparently this is going to help us ultimately. So where do we even begin? Well, let's do the electric wire mill, because I feel like that one is definitely necessary. And we need more of those. Let's see. I need my battery alloy. Actually, I got some plates here. I could use that. Let's see if that's enough to make this electric mill. And maybe if I put it into the system. Okay, now we need 2 plates. Throw those in here. Okay, there we go. And electric wire mill. So the main question is, based on what this is saying, I need one machine for one recipe. So does that mean I need multiple of the same machines? So like the wire mill, like a couple of them to make different wires? Like how is that supposed to be? That just seems like it's a lot. I will have to figure that out for sure. Because I think that's going to be massive if we need to do that. So we need, you know, like if we look at all the wires, so we'll need one for like aluminum, we'll need one for copper, we'll need one for electrum, platinum, silver, and tin. Is that my guess on that? Because if it's meant to keep doing a craft, but then as long as it's doing that one craft, the efficiency grows over time? Or am I just overthinking this? And then there's also fine wire. So do I need to make machines for fine wire too? Or am I thinking of this in the wrong way? Let's continue on. I want to get the compressor next. Compressor is definitely what we want, because right now we're currently using the compressor to make the plates and to make the to make the plates, and then the bending machine to make a lot of the other things. So we'll need the compressor and the bending machine along with the electric wire mill. So let me go ahead and get that going. I'll need to make more pistons, and we need more battery alloy. How do I make more battery? Let me look. So to make battery alloy, we need battery alloy dust, and to make the dust, we need the mixer, which is lead and antimony. Okay. It's not too bad. Macerator. It's not what we need. So we're looking for a mixer. So we need to use the mixer here. Now my question is, can I put an export bus onto this and just push steam into it? Actually, better yet, what if I use a interface? So instead of using channels for each machine, I could just pipe it out. Make sure, oh, pipe. I think it's these pipes are what we want. Okay. And then I need some cable, and I'll use the light gray here. Perfect. Okay, so that should be sending to this, which in here, this is steam. We want to make sure we grab the right steam. There's going to be regular steam, this one. Okay. Now we need our bench. Is. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. So now we got all these machines with steam going in automatically, so we don't have to worry about constantly refilling it with the stupid tank that I was using. Now let me go ahead and throw these in here. Then I could also speed this up. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Oh yeah. And then I could throw this in here. And now we got some more battery alloy. Perfect. Okay. So now what we need to do is grab back out the battery alloy, at least the whole thing, and throw that through the compressor. So I want to make a good amount of these plates. Okay. Then let's go ahead and grab some steel rods. Make a couple of stacks of those. And let's go ahead and make some more tin wire. Is there anything left? Just the battery alloy and curved. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this in here and then grab another stack of this and put it through here, through the compressor. If we get a stack of both of these, I think that would be nice and beneficial for us. Go ahead and throw that into the system. Let's start this. Put that there. And there is our electric compressor. Perfect. So now we need the mixer and the bending machine, I think is what we want next. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So the electric mixer, and then I said the bending machine, right? Is there not a bending machine, or is it up here more? Okay, hold on. Assembler. The assemblers are used to make a lot of components and machines. They are able to do crafting jobs in an automatic manner. They're also much cheaper variants of some recipes you have already used. Okay. So, like what? What do you do? Okay. So this is basically telling us to automate the assembler as fast as possible. So let's jump straight into this then. Wow, there's a lot of stuff to this one. Okay. So the robot arms needs pistons. We can make some pistons here. We'll need how many arms? We need 4 arms. So we can make 2 currently. So let's see, what are we missing? We need more 10 wire or cable. Okay. And then we need more pistons. How many more can we make? Perfect. We can make the 4. So that's done. Analog circuits we have. We need to make conveyor belts. I'm not sure how many we have, but I'm going to make 4 just for now. And then the machine hull. I'll go ahead and make that real quick. Perfect. Then we should be able to make the assembler, which we can. So what can we do in here? What can we make? So we can make... How do we get the curved stuff? So there is a bending machine, which is what I need, along with the mixer. Let me make 2 more of these 10 rotors. Make the machine hull. There's the electric mixer. And there's the electric bending machine. Why did you not give me... Come on. There we go. I'm not sure why there isn't a bending machine in here, because this thing is quite useful. Okay, so we have all that. So the question is, how do we automate this stuff? Because it seems like we're gonna have to do this in a weird way to what it seems like. Okay, let me go ahead and look into this on setting up how to automate the assembler, and I will bring you guys right back. Alright, and I am back. Boy, did that take forever. So this is what I came up with. I don't know if I am doing this right. I don't know if this will even work. This is kind of, I just slapped it together and I put a bunch of patterns in here. Sort of. There's one missing for the mixer. Which I have to figure out what patterns do I need for the mixer. Oh yeah, that's for the battery alloy dust. Gotcha. Okay. Let me see what else is in here. We do Invar in here. Penthol. Okay, it looks like you could color cables in here. Make ME wire. Okay. So right now, my main focus is this battery alloy. So let me, not what I wanted to do. Oh, you could even do fluix in here. There's a bunch of stuff you could do in here. Sulfur to make synthetic. So synthetic oil and sulfur to make synthetic rubber. Interesting. Okay. And to get synthetic, you need raw synthetic oil. And to get raw synthetic oil, you need water and carbon dust or coke dust. Interesting. Okay. So let me do this. Bookmark that real quick. Let me go ahead and make this in the mixer. Boom. Put that there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the dust here and do the smelt process for the ingot. Let me make sure that's the best route to go, and it looks like it. So let me go ahead and do the smelting pattern, and I'll throw this in my furnace. I have one spot left. Perfect. I will need to make another furnace pattern provider, or see if there's something bigger than the advanced extended pattern provider. We'll see. Okay, so I think we got a lot of that done, and I kind of want to see if I could request a centrifuge. This guy. So I'm missing large pump. There's a couple more. We've got the motor. We need the pump and the aluminum. Let me see. What do I have in here already? Not much. So we have the motor. So let me do the rest of this real quick. The pump. Then the aluminum rotor. There's a lot of crafting for this. Oh, this requires soldering alloy. That is something I don't think I have. Okay, I might have to make that separately. Okay, so this is requiring soldering alloy. So I'd rather do it this way for right now. So crafting that, crafting this. And this requires a cutting machine with lubricant, which we don't have. Kind of curious if I take the aluminum. Yeah, there's nothing in there at all. Trying to see what else I could do. Trying to get around using that machine. I don't have lubricant made. Okay, so we might have to look into doing lubricant then. Not sure how we're going to be doing this. So it looks like creosote and redstone gets us lubricant. And we could probably do it in this one. So let me grab this guy. And let me grab a pipe. And I'll put this on there. And I will wrench that in. Okay. And then I'll grab some redstone. Boom. Okay. So we have lubricant being made. And then I would just need to push it into, can I just push it straight? Fluid auto eject? No, I guess not. That's fine because what I could do is not that pipe. I need back to the pipe. I think what I should be able to do is just this. Yeah, that's putting lubricant over into the cutting machine. That's where we want it. And then we need aluminum rods, which is also more cutting rods or aluminum. Okay, so I'm going to do 6. So that's going good. And then once these are done, then I'll put the rods back through and do the aluminum bolts. Okay, there's the rods. And then I'll put these through. So 1 craft rod equals 2. Okay, so I'll get 24 of those, which is perfect. So we could go ahead and move on from that. Crafting pattern, I'll go ahead and just put this in now. Both of these are crafting patterns. These are processing, that's crafting. That's processing. This requires something else, which is that. I don't want that. I'll just use this craft instead. So if I put that back in and do this craft instead. Okay, that's now a crafting pattern, which I need the 10 rotors and 10 bolts, and of course the fluid pipe. Is there a standard fluid pipe, or is it just depending on the color? Okay, so there is a standard fluid pipe, and it's this guy. Can I make that here? Yes, I can. Okay, so we could do these in the... There's a lot of crafts to this. Copper. There are like a ton of crafts for all of this. Kind of crazy. Copper blade. Grab that. Crafting patterns. Grab these. Okay. Feel like I'm running out of space in my assembler's matrix. Man. Okay, so that was to make fluid pipe, which goes into the assembler. Okay. Let me take a look here. Copper rotors are on autocraft. Everything there looks good. 10 bolts. We could also get out of the forge here. So let me go ahead and grab some of those. And then let me see, do we have... Okay, so let me make this into autocraft. Perfect. And try and find some more space here. Ooh, we got 2 left right here. And then we will have to come down even further. Okay, now can we request the centrifuge? Okay, so we're... oh yeah, that's right. Have that sitting over here. Try that one more time. Perfect. So let's take a look. Okay, so far this is looking okay. Everything's working. And I do see the efficiency going up. However, anytime it changes recipe, the efficiency goes back down. At this moment, I'm not too worried about the efficiency. So it's okay for right now. But this looks like it's working. Quite possibly. How are we doing over here on the backer side? Oh, that's right. I don't have, hold on 1 second. I have to fix this one real quick. I forgot I did not include the transfer labels. These things are amazing to have, by the way, and very easy to use. You just come up under the barrel, right click again, and then fill these up to max amount. And then we could go ahead and slap that down. As you can see, it is now getting all the silicone. And then we need to grab this so we could shrink back down. So we could come up under here and do the same thing. So we're kind of short a little bit, but that's okay. We can make more. It's an easy craft. Very easy craft. Okay, and now we could put our barrel back down. And there we go. Perfect. Let me put all this stuff back away real quick. Okay, so how are we looking? Where are we stuck? So it looks like we're stuck right here and right here. Which everything looks like it's moving really good. So I'm happy with this. I know once I get more in depth into modern industrialization, I will set it up to where each recipe will have its own machine. I just, now that I understand it, I will be able to, have that in a better way. So let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the quest line. So far, everything is looking really good. So we have a couple more machines to be made, which we could use the assembler. Now that we have a lot of these automated, this should be fairly easy. Hopefully. If we don't run into anything. Oh, and then we got upgrades coming up. Okay. Perfect. And then the circuit components. So diodes. I already have these automated, I think. The diodes, the transistors, and the electronic circuit boards. So that's perfectly fine. So let's go ahead, while that's still crafting, let's make some more patterns. So we have the centrifuge. I think we have the cutting machine as well. Yep, we do. So we could get rid of that. The electric furnace, we can do that as well. Let me grab that. The alloy smelter, let me grab that one. Oh, wrong recipe. Want to make sure I'm using the right recipe, which is from the assembler. The electric packer and the polarizer. The polarizer is going to help with like these crafts right here, where the magnetic Cooper nickel, yeah, Cooper nickel wire. So this will help with those types of crafts. Wrong one. I need it. This one. There we go. Grab that. So this goes into the wire mill. Okay. Which I could go ahead and put in now. Then I want to make sure we get the robotic arm. That's going to be pretty major. Looks like we need to automate the piston as well. Let me go ahead and put all these in here, including the piston. There's so many crafts for this. It's kind of crazy. That's a crafting pattern. I don't want the crafting pattern. I'm trying to use the assembler as much as possible. Steel gear, we could do. Oh, is there no craft for the steel gear? I mean, we could use the other steel gear, which is fine. This one. Okay. And then this guy will be right here. That's going to be a crafting pattern. I'm surprised I didn't get the steel gear already. That's kind of weird. It's fine. So there's that. And then the processing pattern for that goes in there. So that's done. The polarizer, or this needs to be done in the polarizer. So we'll have to get the polarizer set up soon. So that will probably be our next craft. And then this is the overdrive module that will go into the assembler. And then the basic module will also go into the assembler. And then I think that's everything. Right. And then I think what we'll do is we'll make the polarizer next, just so we can get that out of the way. Because we also need Go as copper nickel. This stuff, yeah. So we got a couple more crafts to go. So this one is in the wire mill. And then this one is in the compressor. And this one, done. Probably going to be with the mixer. Yep, the mixer is copper and nickel dust, which we can do, not a problem. And then we just smelt this up, which again, I'll have to probably get something going for the smelter. And then the polarizer is right here. And this will go with the other one. Oh, we already have that one. Okay. Perfect. So processing pattern, processing. Okay. So that one was with the wire mill. So let me throw that in here. This one was with the compressor, which I think is, yep, this guy right here. This one is with the mixer, which I think is this guy. Then I'll go ahead and put this guy over here, and then we need to find a spot in our furnace. We could get rid of the hearts because I think we're done with that now. I'll just go ahead and throw this guy in here. Perfect. Okay, so we stuck somewhere? Not making... I'm gonna cancel that. Let's try again. Okay, so something's broken, and it's probably going to be either the large motor or the large pump. So let's take a look. The large motor is a crafting pattern. That's why. I'm pretty sure that is exactly why that is broken. Okay, let's try that again. Centrifuge. Okay, something is still broken. However, we are crafting the large motor. So it's either going to be... Okay, so that's a crafting pattern. So we need to fix that. And let me take a look at the large pump, which apparently I don't even have in here. Large pump. Okay, so let's fix this one. This needs to be this guy right here. Throw that back in. And then this one, large pump, needs to be this guy right here. And throw this in. Okay. Let me cancel this one more time and request. Okay, this is still broken. No, it works. It's just, it's such a weird craft. Okay, so we got the centrifuge, which is good. Let me get some more barrels. Now, I don't know if the barrels are even necessary, but I like to do this just in case something breaks. Let me get some more pattern providers down. At least 2 more. And then barrel. Bunch of transfer labels. These things are awesome, by the way. I can't say it enough. Just how good these are. Okay, so let me grab the centrifuge and plop that here. Let me grab my shrinking device so I can get underneath the machine here to put the transfer labels. Okay, and then another barrel. Good. I'm just gonna make a ton of those. Okay, so for the centrifuge, this one is actually going to be for this guy. And then while we're setting this up, what I want to do is I want to create the polarizer. So I'll go ahead and get that going. And then we'll kind of see if we could, make sure that that's working properly. So I need logistical pipes. Now, I know that, you know, I know you guys are yelling at me about this whole setup. I get it. It's not the prettiest and it's probably not the best, which I know for a fact it's not the best. But this allows me to see how everything works. And then once we get into a deeper part of modern industrialization, I'll be able to then get everything situated properly. I promise you I will not leave it like this. This is just temporary. I promise you. Get to none. So many colors. And then I have to do the same thing for this. Colors. Then get that one done. Okay. So that is good to go. We just need to put down some cables. And then we'll have to check our polarizer because I think it's broken. Possibly. Is it? What are we waiting on? Anything? So we're waiting on... I'm so confused. Hold on. It says we're waiting on this, but we have two in here. What's the recipe for this? Actually, what is it trying to make? Not quite sure what it was trying to make there. I mean, we could try again. Let me go ahead and cancel that and request it again. So what is... Okay, there it goes. It didn't register for some reason. What is this craft? 10 wire inductor and 10 cable. I need to take a look here. Conductor. Oh, I see. So it's missing the basic machine hall? Did I not automate that? Basic machine hall. No, I did. So why is that not bringing over? That should be going into here. So what else am I missing? So it's 4 10 wire. Is this... Did I polarize? Did I put this in the right craft? 210 cable. 210 cable. What on earth is going on with this pattern? Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and troubleshoot this real quick and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, I'm back. And now I kind of see why it wants you to have multiple machines for, one machine for one craft, because there was a conflict. Basically, I had to lock this in order to actually make the polarizer, and it kept making these LV energy hatches. And it's just like, why is it doing that? So I had to lock the recipe down, and it was able to make it perfectly fine. So that I could definitely see why it's like that. So let me go ahead and grab my polarizer out, and then I could slap it down right here. For now, that's just what we're going to have to do until I get this better organized and have more machines created. I just kind of want to have the ability to actually create multiple machines instead of having to worry about if I have enough. Okay, we're short a little bit there. Transfer labels. Okay. And then slap down another barrel. Right. Then, boom. Okay. So with the polarizer, I could put this in now. Let me go ahead and make myself normal size. Go ahead and get rid of that one. Slap all that back in. I'll move this up here because we might not be done just yet. Okay. So, what do we have left? We have the alloy smelter, furnace, packer, and cutting machine. Let's do the cutting machine. Let's see if we could get this one going. without having to cut this recipe, or lock the recipe, I should say. Okay, so this one seems to be working perfectly fine. Don't have to lock the recipe. It picked it up perfectly. Awesome. Let me go ahead and grab that out. Okay. And then we just need 3 more to go. Hacker. Now I know this video is going to be kind of longer than normal. But this is sort of a bigger quest line. And then it's going to only get bigger because once we get done with this one, we'll have Digital Age, which looks even more chaotic. And I have to make sure we get tungsten words. I promise you, I could say words. I got to make sure we get that going. And then titanium. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here that we got to do. And then end game, it just, yeah, this one's crazy. Like the singularities and then of course the quantum armor. This is basically end game for the pack. As soon as I get the armor, we are done with Modern Industrialization. So these are going to be slightly longer episodes, and I hope you guys are okay with that. I will also put a warning in the beginning of the video saying that, you know, this is going to be longer than normal. But me personally, I do enjoy longer videos, especially with the work that I do. I can have something play in the background. Okay, so something is stuck, and it looks like it's the robot arms. Possibly. That's a crafting pattern. Okay. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure I did the normal pattern for this, or the assembler's pattern. So that should now work. I will need to cancel and redo it. Okay, so that is making the arms now, so we'll let that go on. But yeah, no, longer videos for me I do enjoy because it allows me to, you know, have something in the background so I'm not working and it being completely silent, which is perfect. Cyan. Yeah, and the electric packer is done. Perfect. Grab that machine out. So the only thing that's left should be the alloy smelter and one other thing. And the furnace. And then we will tackle this. Possibly. This looks kind of crazy. Oh man. Okay. Oh, and then we have to do the electric blast furnace. I completely forgot about that. Assembler. Assembler. And assembler. Perfect. Okay. That shouldn't be too bad. And then the energy input, which I already made some of these. So I'm wondering if it'll pick it up. Or if it did it already pick it up? No, it picked up the item. I don't think I did the energy. I'll do this one. Which I know I should have that. Hold on. Energy. Yeah, see I got them. So that should be part of the quest done. So then I just gotta worry about all this stuff up here. Perfect. Okay. So let's do alloy smelter. This guy. And then while that's going, I'll get all this going into the autocrafts. Okay, there's that one. Assembler. There's that one. Assembler. And there's that one. And it looks like I already have the gear done, so that's perfect. Let me throw these in here. Let's take a look at this. It looks like we are stuck somewhere. Let me take a look at the wire mill. Okay. Let me take a look at the mixer. Which one is the mixer? This one. So we have that going. Where are we stuck at? We are stuck on the Cooper nickel dust. It seems like. For some reason, it's not being sent, and that's probably why. There we go. Okay. It was locked. My mixer was locked. That's why. So it should be continuing on. Should be over here in the polarizer, which it is. Awesome. Yeah. And then once that's done, that should be pretty much it. And then it should just craft the alloy smelter. Got one more to go. Boom. Is he going to craft it? Why is it making... Okay, so this is another one that we'll have to lock down the craft. And this one's for the alloy smelter. We have to find it real quick. Electric furnace, electric packer, pressurizer, polarizer, the unpacker, water pump, fire mill, furnace. There it is. Okay, so we have to lock it just like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cancel and request. And what it will do is it'll go through and it will start placing all the stuff. So it already has some of the stuff, so it's just going through and it's going to make some more. And then it should be able to pick up here once it's done over here with the polarizer. And there it goes. And now it is making the alloy smelter. So again, this is one of the reasons why one recipe for one machine, and that's pretty much it. And then we could just go ahead and unlock it. Make sure you unlock each one. To take everything out. Okay, there we go. And then let me grab that machine out. And then we'll do the electric furnace now. Hopefully this one will just go straight through. We will see. Well, that's going. Let me claim this quest. So we just got one more of that, and then we'll work on the electric blast furnace, which will then unlock this, and then we could progress even further. Okay, let's see. So it does look like we have to lock this one as well. That's fine. So let's look for the recipe real quick. Should be fairly close to the front here. I think I saw it earlier. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so let's lock that. Now let's go ahead and quest it one more time here. So it's going to go through and make everything again, and then it will work on this. Okay, and now it is working good. It is now making the electric furnace. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and get that. Finish that quest. Got another motor. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do right here in this section is the electric blast furnace, which is going to be these three things. So let's see here. What do we need? So we'll need this guy for sure. And hopefully... There we go. Okay. So hopefully that will go through if it's not broken. Okay, so it is working. Awesome. That's good. That is good. Because my lord, what a headache. Okay, so we need 18 of the coils and 14 of the machine casings. Let me grab this. So 18 of these coils. And we're missing these. Am I not? I don't think I did. I'm going to set up a craft for this, and it's just going to be a standard craft. Let's go ahead and find a spot for this somewhere. Go. Okay, let's try that again. We are missing rubber sheets. We're missing 5. So good thing about that actually is we just got to grab some emeralds and buy a whole bunch. So let me go through and buy all the rubber here, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, and I'm back. I bought a bunch. Hopefully it'll be enough to get what we need. Let me go ahead and start that here. We can see it is making the Cuppernickel, however you want to say that. Okay, so that's making good. Perfect. And then we'll need, I think it was 14 of those. Yeah, 14 of the machine casings. These guys right here. Perfect. Go ahead and get that started. And then once this craft is done, it'll go ahead and move on to the heat proof. Okay, we're coming up to the end on the coils. Got one more to go. Perfect. Now it's making the heat proof machine casings. Awesome. We don't have to lock anything down. I like it when it works out like that. Okay, so let me grab these. That'll be another portion of that checked off. Okay, this just finished, so let me go ahead and pull those out. All right. And that is that quest completed. And then we just need to make some diodes and transistors. Let's just make those real quick because we have those on AutoCraft. Diodes. Is there a specific amount or just one? Okay. And then transistors. There it is. Okay. Diodes done. And the transistor should be done here in a second. Once the cable gets done, because it has to do 2 different types. There it goes. Perfect. So that's that quest done. No reward. Lovely. We have the electronic circuit on AutoCraft as well. I'm not sure why it's asking for it now, but that's fine. The electronic circuit, this bad boy. Let me craft this. And then I will do these, probably not in this episode, we'll see. This is becoming a long episode. Like I was saying earlier, this episode's just to cover this quest line, and it is taking longer than normal. Well, I can't really say longer than normal because this is my first time doing these, doing whole modern industrialization, and I know I'm not doing this in the most efficient way possible. So there's that. I'm pretty much doing this to myself. All right, and we got some more for nickel. We have the centrifuge already done. Perfect. Oh, okay. So there's some dust I've never heard about. That's going to be interesting. Then we have the chemical reactor, the distillery, the advanced machine hall, and the electrolyzer. Oh, the vacuum freezer and the oil drilling rig. Wow, there's a lot of stuff to this. Okay, so we have the centrifuge already. So let's take a look at the recipes. There's a lot of recipes. There's 156 pages of recipes. Okay, so ruby dust gets us the chromium crushed dust and the aluminum dust. Oh, you could get chromium bees. Okay, so we're going to definitely be getting bees. So we just need to get the ruby spawn egg. Monzonite just gives us those 3, which is what we need now. Iron bee gives us the manganese. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. This is insane. The stuff you get. Lava gives you sulfur, copper, chromium, and aluminum. This is crazy. Okay, so let me put this through because apparently I'm missing something for this. helium. Or do I need to break it down to tiny dust? And then do packers on them? Oh no, is it going? Oh, it's going. It's going really slow. Wow. Oh, it's a byproduct. Okay. So helium is a byproduct. Gotcha. Let me come in here and grab the dust that we just got. We got that completed. Ruby processing, which is ruby dust. I don't think I have any rubies, do I? Oh, yeah, I have some. Okay. So then let me turn this into dust. Put this in a crusher if I can. I sure can. Okay. So let me find my crushers. Put you there. Okay. So I'll go ahead and make some crushed ruby. Take that out, put this in. Time on this a little bit. Probably a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that was supposed to make chromium. Okay. So we got chromium crushed, and then we need to do iron processing. So it's iron and to get the manganese. So let me get some. I think I have some raw iron. Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I do. I'll just do one stack. Have that go through. Perfect. Manganese. Manganese. There we go. Okay, so that portion's done. Then we need to make the electrolyzer, which looks like we have everything for that. So we just need to throw it into the assembler here. What's the assembler? This guy right here. Electrolyzer. Hopefully everything goes smooth with this one and we won't have to lock it down. This one is a pretty hefty craft. Wow. This one's pulling in from everything. Let's see. The other machines I want to get going as well for the auto crafts. So this one is, I think I have steel machine casing already. Advanced machine casing, all vacuum freezer. That's aluminum. Okay, that definitely in the assembler. I think that's all of them. How are we doing up here? Steel plates being created. Super nickel is being created. Polarizing as well. All the other stuff is being created. Awesome. Right, so chemical reactor, and then, oh, I think I did that one wrong. Hold on. Yep, that's a crafting pattern. I don't want the crafting pattern. I want the assembler pattern. Then the advanced machine frame, or casing, I should say, and then the advanced machine hull, which looks like we need a silicone battery for this one. There's that. That requires silicon dust, which we could definitely look into doing. And then this one requires, see, this one requires a packer, which I'll just do a regular craft for that. And then the silicone dust. We can do this in, okay, so we could do this in the macerator, or macerator. We have that here already, or is that something we have to, it looks like something that we have to make, which is fine. I'd rather do it in that. That looks like an easier craft. Okay, let me, do we have enough room for all these? Okay, some of them went into pattern. Which ones got eaten up here? Hold on. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. It was, thought it was patterns that went back in, but it wasn't. Wow. So that's it. We're tapped on the assembler, which means we'll have to probably make another one just to continue crafting. That is full. Okay. Let me put this crafting recipe in here, and then that's for the macerator, which I would probably want to make an electric one. Silicone dust. I could probably see, I could do this or I could do this. And if I do this, then it would be just silicone ingots, which if I do like a stack of it, because it's easy to make the ingots, especially when I have a ton of silicone. Like I have 96 million silicone from Applied Energistics. So that's a lot of blocks. And then I could just come over here to the macerator, throw that in, time on that up a little bit. Perfect. Okay. So that shouldn't be a problem. So let's take a look. The electrolyzer is done. Electric furnace is what we were looking at. Packer, alloy smelter. Yeah, these are all the things that went back into the system. What I thought was patterns. Okay. So next thing on the list is going to be the chemical reactor, which we need some more dust here. The antimony dust. I swear I could talk today. Oh, can I not? Or crush this. Okay. I have a lot of ore hammers. I could probably crush this though, right? No, I cannot. Okay, what do I need to use then? Macerator. Okay. Let me make some more over here. Wait. Okay. So let's try doing that again. We're out of aluminum rods and aluminum bolts. Thought I had aluminum rod. Let's see. Aluminum. Yeah, I got aluminum rod right here. I think it's asking for the wrong one. So let me go back. It's in a cutting machine. Aluminum rod. I'm asking for that. Is it the chemical? I can see chem reactor. No. Blades. Oh, it's using the right one. Ah, it's that one. The aluminum ring. Let me take a look. And I think that's the one over here. Yeah, this guy. Oh. Yeah, using the wrong aluminum rod. That should fix that. Okay, let's try that again. So chem reactor next. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so quick troubleshooting, we figured out that one of the recipes was using the wrong aluminum rod. It's alright. Happens. It's the part trying to figure out which recipe is the culprit. Especially when you have, you know, recipes that have multi-steps like this. It gets extremely hard trying to figure that one out. Let's see here. So we got those done, or at least on the way of being done. So then we just need the distillery and the vacuum freezer, oil drilling rig, and the advanced machine hall. I'm gonna try and make the advanced machine hall next. Oh yeah. See, where are you at? Over here. It's so crazy watching this go. Okay, so we're still over here. Speed that up a little bit. Okay, that's making diodes. Speed that up just a little bit. I don't want to do too much because I don't know how these machines react to the time wand being tick accelerated. I just don't know if it would like break or something, you know. Okay, there it is. Nice. That worked out wonderfully. Let's do the distillery now. This one is, what is trying to use gray? Let me see if I could find this. The fluid pipe. Is there something that's trying to use gray fluid pipe and I don't want it to use gray unless it absolutely has to, but I don't think it does. It doesn't look like any of these crafts, so it might be over here. There it is. So that is just a pump. Okay, so it uses regular pipe, large pump. Okay, so it's the pump. Let me fix the pump. Where are you? There you are. Let me make sure there's not another one that needs to be fixed real quick. Nope. Okay. So fluid pipe. We just want regular fluid pipe here. Bit. Put that back in there. All right, let's try that again. Distillery. Oh yeah, much better. All right, so this is on its way and it's moving quick because we got it time accelerated or tick accelerated with the time wand. This is looking nice so far. Seems like everything is behaving so far. There's the large motors, couple whacks, and there it is, the distillery. Nice. Al Capone approves. Nice. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, so I said I was going to make the advanced machine hall first. Advanced machine hall bar. We'll go ahead and let this do its process. Looking pretty good. And same thing, everything is behaving nicely. And there it is. We'll get that quest done here. Awesome. Advanced upgrade. We got some upgrades, which is good. I need to make a large pump and a large motor. I could do that easily. It's so weird that it's having you kind of go backwards at the end. It's fine. Do some of that. Do some of that. Time wanding is a blessing for sure. I just, okay. Probably do one here. Do one here. Oh, do one here. And do one here. So this increases, allows machines to accept MV power. Interesting. Okay. That is good to know. All the upgrades. So we are stuck somewhere. Still crafting something. No. Let me put this stuff into the system real quick. Cancel these two crafts. Ooh. Can't store components. Is my... No, I can. Okay. Let's try that again. So let's do large motor. And we'll just do one at a time. It shouldn't have an issue with making the large motor because it's made several large motors already for crafts. Yep, see, there's the large motor. Where did it go? There it is. It's interesting that it won't send. My storage is full. We need to go. Oh, I know what's going on. Did I forget to change this back? Bet you anything I did. Yep, that's why. I was doing some... that's not where I wanted you. I was doing some stuff with the storage. I was going to say, I know I have plenty of storage to push everything back into the system. So that should be fine now. Okay. Now we did the motor. Let's do the pump. Oh, that was quick. Okay. Sweet. Basic machine hall. That's fine. Whew. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to do. And I'm trying to think what I need to do. So the distillery is for making, let's see, where's the crude oil? Because I have crude oil in the system. I could start making that. Water. There it is. Crude oil for sulfuric light fuel or sulfuric heavy fuel or naphtha. All right, let me go ahead and build the rest of the machines and I will be right back with you guys. I have to make the oil drilling rig and then the vacuum freezer. And then we should be able to progress further in the distillery and possibly the chemical reactor. I'll have to take a look at that. But I want to get everything set up and so that we could get moving and finish off this quest line. So I'll bring you guys right back. All right, I need to look into this some more. I'm going to cut the recording here and then hopefully pick up the rest tomorrow.